Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. For you guys that don't know me, my name is Liam. I go under the name of PawnFX. This is my first sort of commentary video on YouTube, so I hope you guys enjoy this and you take some valuable knowledge from this. For my first sort of commentary video, what I wanted to do is drop some real knowledge right here. I wanted to give you a very good video considering I haven't uploaded to YouTube for a little while now. So I hope you enjoy the video. Just before we get into the video, I've recently just finished my website. It goes under the www.pawnfx.com. So if you want to take a look in my website, you've got all of the information just about me here. You've got the join now for the mentorship if you are interested in being mentored by me. I have a couple of different plans which you can select. This one is the one-off payment, this one is a monthly payment, and then this is also another monthly payment. So if you're interested in those, then definitely hit those up. Just down here we have a one-on-one mentoring coaching call. So if you're interested, you've got a little bit of information which you're looking to get but you feel like you don't need mentoring, this is definitely for you. And then also just below here we do have a PawnFX monthly free call which I've now decided to host. So if you're interested in that, definitely come to this website, come click on this and then join in the Discord channel, and I will keep you up to date when we have a live call. So from the title of this video, you're probably wondering, why is this going to be the last video that I need on order blocks? Ultimately, the two things that we're going to be covering in this video is how to find the right order blocks and also how to refine them. Okay, so finding and refining. Okay, those two things are very big factors into finding an order block and also trading an order block. Okay, so we're going to be looking at EURUSD here, and the thing that I recommend you to do first is to get onto the monthly chart, right? We're going to be looking at the monthly chart and we're going to be looking at the down close candles and the last down close candles and the last up close candles. Okay, so we're looking at this one. Okay, we could be looking at this saying, okay, this is going to be an order block here. You're absolutely right. There is another reason why this isn't the order block that we are looking at. Okay, and I will explain that now. So if we look to the left of the chart, we have a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, also another higher high, but then what we have here is a liquidity sweep. Okay, so a sweeping of this liquidity is a push through the low and then a run straight back up. Okay, so at this point we could be looking at anywhere inside of this area here. Okay, if we bring price back to somewhere around here, right, inside this area we could be looking at anywhere, right? We could be looking at absolutely any up close candle, any down close candle. Let's just get rid of these, just make the chart a little less messy. Okay, so from here, yes, we do have a sweep of liquidity. Okay, from this low we can see that price has broken out of that low and then pushed back to the upside. Okay, so inside of here we could say that this is our order block. Okay, this is our order block because we have had a push to the downside and then a push to the upside, and then we've had a down close candle and then a break of structure to the upside. Okay, here is our break of structure. Let's just mark that off, break of structure, if it's going to work. There we go. Okay, and this is our order block. Okay, so price has swept this low. We can look at this as liquidity. So swept this low, tapped into this low here. Okay, so why are we picking this order block here? Because one, what we've done is we are creating higher lows and higher highs. Okay, we've broken structure to the upside, and then what we've done is we've left liquidity above the order block. Okay, so what we can see here is we have tapped into this low here, right, with this wick here, and then we've pushed to the upside, but we haven't broken any structure to the upside. So what we can expect is price to come back down into our order block, and then finally what we see is a push to the upside, and then we have a break of structure. Okay, so from this knowledge, from this understanding, where would you say that our next order block would be? So we could be looking at this one here, and we also could be looking at this one here, okay? So the reason that we wouldn't be looking at this one is because this has had a push to the downside, and then we've had a push to the upside. What we ultimately need is, when we have buy side, we also need sell side. So we need to look at price in small little ranges, okay? So if this is a small range, we have had sell side, and then we've had buy side, and then we've had sell side again, and now we've had buy side, okay? So what this has done here is this has left a large imbalance, okay? So we've got an imbalance inside of here. This is the last place in which price has sold off before breaking structure, okay? So this is a structural high. This is also a structural high. So what we can do, we have to wait realistically for this one here, okay? If we skip forward just a little bit, let's go. Okay, so what we have here is we now have that break of structure to the upside. Okay, so we can mark that off as a break of structure. And now what we can do is we can mark off our order block. There we go. Okay, so we can pull that out and we can mark that off as our order block. Okay, the reason we are using this one is because we have tapped into an order block. We have looked at the small range inside of this area here, and we have broken out. And this is the last down close candle before the break of structure, okay? This is the reason that we are picking this order block, okay? Now, if we come out of the replay mode, we can go back over to here, and what we can see is price has pushed down, tapped into this order block, and then rallied higher, okay? So from this point here, we can expect price to continue to the downside. Why? Because we have this high here, and we have this low here, okay? So we've pushed and we've made this high, but now what we've got is a break of structure to the downside. So what we can expect, order flow is shifting, right? We've had a push to the downside, we've had a break below this break of structure or below this low, and then we've had a close below also. Then we've pushed back to the upside, and now we have a new order block. So we have a up close candle before this push to the downside, which broke structure, okay? This is how to identify the higher time frame order blocks, okay? So looking at the refinement, what we're now doing here is we have liquidity resting above this area here. We now have our order block marked off, okay? So this is the last up close candle before price pushes to the downside, breaking structure, okay? Very simple, very clear. Now what we're going to look at is how to refine this order block, okay? So how do we know where price is going to come back to inside of this order block, right? We could be just generally looking at taking a short position from the open, right? And then putting our stop loss just above. This is obviously the monthly chart, so we're looking at 550 pips for a stop loss, okay? This is very large, but it's absolutely fine if you are a swing trader or a position trader. You're going to be looking to take partials down here at sort of 1 to 5. This is what the institutions will do. They have millions and millions of billions of pounds and dollars and whatever else, and this is ultimately what they're going to try to do, is they're going to take their positions from here and then close them out down here somewhere, okay? So let's look into the refinement, okay? Let's zoom back over here, and we're looking into the same order block, right? So as you can see, I do have this line drawn here, right? What we're looking at here is we're looking at the last place that the institutions or the banks bought this currency, okay? So they've pushed this currency up here. This is the highest low, and this is the open of this candle, okay? So what we're looking at is we're not looking at whether it's a bullish candle or whether it's a bearish candle, and I will cover this in just a moment. What we're looking at here is the last place and the last body of the candle where price pushed to the downside, okay? So here we have these two candles right here, both have the same level, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw our line out, and we're going to say, okay, this is the last place in which selling took place and buying, right? We understand an order block, this is buying and selling, right? So institutions are buying in here and then also selling, okay? This is what creates an order block, and the reason that price comes back to this level is because price needs to be mitigated. What they need to do is they need to close all of their buys from here and then add more sells on, okay? And that's what takes price back to the downside. So with the information that we have now, how do we actually use this information to place a trade? Okay, I'm sure that you are thinking, you know, how am I going to use this on the monthly or the weekly or the daily time frame? You can use these on the monthly, weekly and daily. Just know price is fractal. It happens the same on every single time frame. You just need to be more patient on the higher time frames, right? So let's just look at it on a lower time frame. We're on the 4 hour right now. We're still on Euro USD, and what we're going to do is we're going to zoom into this area right here, okay? So where does your eye go to straight away? My eyes go straight to this order block here, okay? What we can see is we have liquidity resting above this high. We have ran these highs, and then we've pushed to the downside, giving a break of structure, okay? Break of structure, great. So we've swept liquidity, then we've broken structure, and now we are returning back into this order block, okay? So this is a 4 hour order block. Let's just mark that off as a 4 hour order block. Cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look to refine this, because we understand that we can quite easily take this trade from the open, put in our stop loss just above the high. This still leaves us with 27 pips as a stop loss, right? And as intraday traders, we're looking to take this on a smaller basis, more refined, and how to actually get into this trade on a lower time frame, right? So we have our higher time frame information right here. We understand that we have swept some liquidity above this high. We've made equal highs here, and now we're starting to push back to the downside, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the 4 hour order block. We're going to drop down one time frame, okay? So I use the 4 hour, the 2 hour, the 1 minute, the 1 hour, the 45 minute, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute, and so on and so forth, okay? So this is a 4 hour order block. Inside of here, we can see that this push to the upside on the 2 hour time frame is relatively the same as the 4 hour order block, okay? So we can't really do too much on this time frame, okay? So what we now have to do is we now have to drop down another time frame, okay? So the 2 hour, we can't really see any refinement inside of this area. If we drop down to the hourly, what we can now see is we have an area in which price could come back to, okay? So once we have this break of structure right here, okay, we can see that price has actually tapped into the area which I'm now going to talk about. But the reason that this is invalid and the reason that we can still use this is because this happened prior to the break of structure, okay? This is the reason that we are still using this area, and that is still valid, okay? So this is the highest low inside of this order block, which hasn't been tagged once price has made the break of structure, okay? So we can understand that this high now, right here, is left for liquidity, okay? So what we can do is we can mark off this high with a trend line, or however you would like to use, whatever tool you would like to use. And then we can use this place for our entry, okay? So if we were to now place our entry on this line here, and we can reduce our stop loss to just above this high, now you can see we have a 10 pip stop loss. And if we look at the risk to reward ratio from this area here, we can look at logical places. So we can look at this area here for a previous low, this area here for a previous low, and these for equal lows, okay? So let's just use the last one as a target, okay, just here. And what we have here is we have a 11:1 risk to reward ratio over a period of 1, 2, 3 days, okay? So it's a very nice trade over the span of 3 days, and it gives you a very nice risk to reward ratio. And through this, obviously, you have very logical areas to take partials, and then you can hold this through the, the drawdown of, it's not really drawdown, it's more of a pullback, and then you can hold for the rest of the position, okay? So this is ultimately how I'm looking to take these trades with an order block using the refinement, okay? But this is how I'm refining my order blocks, I'm looking at a higher time frame area. Okay, I'm saying, right, this is swept liquidity, and now we have a break of structure. We also have liquidity pool in here, which price has ran up into, and then we have the refinement. Okay, so all we're doing for the refinement is we're dropping down one time frame. If we can't see anything, nothing's changed, then we drop down another time frame. And here we can see this is the highest low inside of this order block, which hasn't been tagged prior or after the break of structure. Okay, as you can see, price comes perfectly back to this level. Bodies don't even close above it, and then we get the breakdown. Okay, so if you took anything from this video, please do drop a like, drop some comments if you got anything to say about this. If there's anything that you would like me to cover, then please do message me on Instagram. I will link my website in the description below, and I will wrap the video up there. I hope you guys took some information from this. If you did, give me a message, drop a like, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.